what were your hopes and your dreams for your sons as Japanese Americans? In terms of what did you want them to know and embody as Japanese Americans? Certainly we all want good things for our children, but limit the question to them as Japanese Americans, and I'm going to then turn it over to your sons. What did you want for them as Japanese Americans?
Well, I don't think I actually thought about it as being Japanese American. I just wanted them to be happy. And what that meant, I wanted them to be able to feel good about themselves in a very general way. I wanted them to, but in order to do that, they did not have to deal with the realities of the world and not turn the other cheek. And, but to understand where, like the history of our country, and to feel good about it, to feel good about themselves. So that's like a very general thing. So I don't think for myself, I didn't really focus on that. I just focused on them being healthy kids, doing things naturally. They were both born at home. We had a midwife, and which was kind of a surprise to us, but we met a wonderful midwife who said, yeah, you're healthy. You guys, if you want, that's an option. So we said, let's do it. I was afraid of hospitals, didn't like going to the doctor, so it sounded like a great alternative to us.
But being healthy and being happy while you're, it's true, a very, it may sound simple,
it is,
but it's something that runs very deep, especially for our communities.
Right.
Warren, what did you want for your boys as a Japanese American?
Well, one thing, and as Lisa said, both our boys were born at home with a midwife, which was unusual for our generation, probably not for some of you in the audience. Maybe your children were born with midwives, but it was a part of our political belief system. It was our thinking of being natural. Sei was in the room where when Joey was literally being born, and he was chanting, "Come out, baby, come out, baby." And the whole thinking was that if the older sibling knew where the baby, the younger child, came from, when he had sibling rivalry, he wouldn't go and say, "Take him back to wherever you got him," because he knew where the baby came from his mother, who he loved. So it was all a part of our political beliefs, and we had other friends that had done it. And so for me, though, the thing that was important was to empower them the same way I felt empowered. Japanese American to me was not an old definition, it was a dynamic one. I feel I was a big part, along with my colleagues and peers, in changing the definition. A lot of the definition for Japanese Americans, as I saw it when I was growing up, I didn't like. It was too conservative for me. I didn't know why people were so afraid. Why we had to take this one path, and if you strayed, if you were the proverbial nail that stuck out, and this is where my father sort of led the way for us, he didn't worry about being that nail. He was always the nail sticking out. So that's was what I wanted, and I still want for them to I don't know if it makes sense to want to be different, but my father and mother hammered that into us. Be different. Be different. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. The first basketball my father bought me was yellow. I said, what the hell has a yellow basketball?
But having the freedom to be that
exactly.
nail is what
and the power to define. Don't be afraid. Don't have to live with the other people's definitions. their assumptions. Have the power to define yourself. And that's a rough road. That's a rough road. The easier road is to comply and be like what other people want, and so that's what I wanted